Mark, it don't come any more dramatic than that. 60 seconds left on the clock and you get the game-winning score.
Yeah, it's entertainment at its finest. I thought it was a real high-quality game played by two good teams, and real happy that we could come away with the spoils at the end.
Did you always believe in the team that you could get that result at the end there?
100%, yeah. And the boys believed in each other. You know, we had a process, we had a game plan. I thought we stuck to it really, really well. We was really meticulous in what we looked to do and how we did it. And I'm delighted for that group of players because, you know, they've absolutely earned the rewards tonight.
How important was it to get this result after what happened on Monday and the contrast in the performance?
Monday was an off day. And I don't know anybody in life that doesn't have off days. However, it's even more pleasing that this group of players have managed to turn it around as they're committed to each other to do, on the back of a lot of finger pointing and a lot of harsh criticism throughout the week.
It was a real low-scoring affair, 6-4 at half-time, Mark. Did you get the feeling that it was going to be like points at a premium? Yeah,
I did, because there's two high-quality teams. Both teams in the first half were at 85% completion rate, which is, that's a real high-quality game of rugby league. And we talked about sticking to the process. We talked about being patient, being calm, and at some point an opportunity will arise to get them. And the players were everything that we've just spoke about and got the rewards at the end.
When you talk about impact, obviously Tom Holmes won it at the end, but the first try to Foggy Johnson come off the back of George Roby coming on alongside Massi Matongo and Kevin Appo, who really did kind of just lift that performance tenfold.
Absolutely, yeah, they just brought energy, didn't they? They're infectious people. Kevin's just, everything he does is with a smile on his face, and Robs has got quality. We know about Robs' quality, and when he comes off the bench and he asks questions of defenders, then it's hard to deal with. So I thought from 1 to 17 we was good today, but I thought the way our bench contributed to the afternoon was really, really good.
Your thoughts when Patton was lining up that conversion at the end there, Mark? So it was not from 2. Were you still confident?
I didn't look.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, I was on my way down to talk to the players about. I had a rush of blood and I set off down the steps there to talk to the players about a short kick-off. And luckily for me, the crowd told me that he kicked it.
Just on Massi Matongo, I think he did about 15-20 minutes. Are you happy with his run out?
Yeah, I thought what Massi did today was good. So yeah, I'm happy with his contribution to the team.
And as we mentioned, we've talked about Kevin's impact with the ball, but I think I counted him making 3 or 4 witness errors, his effort in defence.
Well, I think the first involvement he had was when he put a shot on Lewis Hatton there, and Lewis Hatton looked up at him and said, "Who the hell's just hit me?" sort of thing. He's absolutely folded him in half, hasn't he? And Kevin's only going to get better. Kevin's still understanding the terminology of players, especially people like George Flanagan that talk at 100 mile an hour in Broad Yorkshire. He's sometimes looking as if to say, I'm good at English, but I'm not that good. So he's still picking up terminology, still picking up little traits, but Kevin Appo's only going to get better as he settles in.
Are you happy with the side's discipline? At one point I think the penalty count was 7 or 8-2 in favour of Widnes.
I don't know where you got that from, because I've got it at 5-4 to Widnes. So I was content. There was a period in the second half where we conceded a 6 again and 2 penalties within about five sets, and one of them sets Widnes scored. And there are periods in the game where teams are in the ascendancy and it's an arm wrestle, and it's grim and people lock on and try and hang on as much as they can. And likewise, Widnes had a period in the first half where they did the same. So yeah, I have no qualms about our discipline.
Tom Holmes obviously sent to the sin bin for throwing the ball. Is that
what it was?
Is that just part of the game?
Yeah, I just didn't see it. I saw a bit of a, it obviously got bundled over the try line, and I didn't actually see what it was. So I'll have a look back on video of that. But if that's what he did, then they're the rules, and he'll he has to cop the sin bin. But I think we'll forgive him after what he's come up with in the 79th minute.
That roar at the end, Mark, is that acknowledgement from the fans that you think, like you say, Monday was just one of those off days, and what they've seen today, they've seen that commitment, they've seen that character?
Yeah, listen Mick, Monday hurt, and it really hurt, it stung. And it stung because this group is totally different. This group is committed to being the best Bradford Bulls we can be in all facets, of how we are, what we're trying to do, of how hard we work, and we base everything we do on what we call the 4 E's, which is effort, enthusiasm, excitement and energy, and we didn't match that on Monday night. But you challenged me to tell me they didn't match it today. It matters, we care, and I think they've shown that in abundance.
Michael Lawrence was perhaps a surprising omission from the 21-man squad. What's up with Michael?
Yes, well, it was a surprise. We knew he had a little bit of a knee problem, but we was really confident that he would take the field today. He left work and had a fitness test before we named the squad on Friday morning, and it just wasn't right. It was about 75%, but playing him at 75% risks injury further down the track, and we risk losing him for 6 to 8 weeks. So touch wood, it was a 1 week absence, and he'll be back to Fizz Toulouse.
Brad Foster.
Yeah, again, the most pleasing thing about today is we've done it through adversity. So we lost Brad Foster in team run yesterday. He woke up with a stiff back and he had some treatment, and he managed to do the team run. And then the last 3 minutes of the team run, he just felt his hamstring. It's no strain, it's no tear or anything, but we think it's related to the stiff back, and the physios are saying he could have just slept awkwardly, etc. So he pulled out about 7 o'clock yesterday evening, and we had to make adjustments on the run. But again, it just all adds to the euphoria of what we've just experienced.
Has everybody come through unscathed this afternoon?
No, I'm absolutely gutted. Massimo Tongo's dislocated his shoulder, so when he come off, you saw that there. So Massi's on his way to hospital now to have that put back in. It won't go back in due to the tightness of his muscles in and around that. And the last minute there, you saw Bodine Thompson leave the field with an HIA and his Cat 1 symptoms, so he'll miss Toulouse.
This on Massimo Tongo, that must be an absolute blow, because you said on Thursday he worked really hard in this off-season after what happened at York, recovering from that injury. Yeah,
we're all gutted for him. He was in tears. I was in tears down there before he left for hospital. But we've welcomed Massey into our group. The players, the staff, myself, Jason and everybody up here at also we'll put our arms around Massey. We'll do our very best to support him and make sure that he doesn't feel isolated in the world.
Obviously too early to say how long he's going to be missing,
absolutely.
But obviously Bodine Thompson, that's obviously a blow knowing Toulouse are here on Saturday.
Yeah, it is, but they're the rules, so they're the cards we get dealt. We didn't bitch and moan, before about losing Michael, and we won't do it with these guys. We'll get on with it. We've got some players that are going to return, hopefully on Saturday. And we'll put our best foot forward and do what we can.
How far off of Brad Hall and Marcus Green?
Brad Hall's long term. He's had that operation on his back, so we're talking months, not weeks with Brad Hall. Marcus Green should be somewhere near next week. He had that thumb injury that he picked up at Workington. So Brad Hall, no, but Marcus Green, Josh Johnson, Michael Lawrence, them types of people. Brad Foster. I don't think there's any more that will come into contention for next week.
You said, Mark, before the start of the season, you were saying about having a team that the supporters could identify with. I mean, you sensed, that roar and that buzz towards the end of this game today. You could sort of feel that, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anybody that's been to the stadium today, whether they're going for a pint now or whether they're going home for the tea, will do so really content with the fact that they can identify to that team, and that's really important in what we set out to do at the beginning of the year. We talked about going on a journey, and we talked about trying to do it with the people on the terraces that pay their hard-earned money to come and watch us. With that, we have to create an identity, and I think we've seen today the identity of what we want to create.
Like I said, a win's a win, 2 points regardless whatever the scoreline, but a win like that can mean so much more because of how it was achieved, wasn't it? And the fact that, as you say, you've got that sort of, everyone's left with a smile on their face. It was great to hear that noise again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And there was a conception that we don't like playing at Oxford. We love playing at Oxford. We love playing here in front of our fans. This is at home. And it was very, very special to do it. I've just set the players a challenge there. I've told them I want them to enjoy their evenings, whether they're going home to enjoy it with their families or whatever they're doing. But if we put an effort like that in and we invest the energy that we've done in that, we're going to back it up next week. So it's a monumental effort, but it's a monumental task coming next week against Toulouse. So I'll let them enjoy their evening. But Tuesday we'll review this as we always do, and then all focus goes to Toulouse.
So you'll go into the game on the back of play 2-1-2 at home, which is, I know that was, you know, a major thing about sorting out the season, wasn't it, getting that home form?
It was, yeah. You know, again, I don't like talking about the past because it's gone, but you know, there was the record at Oldham last year was not good enough. 100% so far from home. I don't think you can get any better than that.
Watching, you know, they go home
Yeah.
games, yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
you
to
know.
be obvious, yeah.
You know, we're 2 from 2 at home, but we're not getting excited. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We'll enjoy the evening, but we've got to back that up next week against Toulouse.
Cheers, man.
Just to clarify something you said earlier, did you say that the severity of Bodine Thompson's head knock rules him out definitely?
Yeah, because he's got what they call category 1 symptoms, so that automatically rules him out for a 12-day period. So he's gutted. His typical Bodine, he's just said is there any way around it, but there isn't. You know, it's play welfare. You know, and I care passionately about my players, so it's not something that I'd even contend with. It's a head knock, and unfortunately we'll miss him for next week.